letting my light become yours.
Peace and love. My name is Majestic Serenity. I am a artist, content creator, and podcaster. So I started this podcast to spread some light, peace, love with all of you, whether you're a creative or just everybody. And so on this specific episode, I'm going to be bringing in a creative.
Peace, family. I'm Mustafa, a young creative, as she mentioned, and I'm on a journey of self-mastery, and I'm excited to share my story, my journey with y'all today. I'm an artist. I like to draw, sketch, movement. That's kind of like my first love. So like yoga, exercise, athletics, things like that, and I'm been getting deep into spirituality and esoteric knowledge, just doing a lot of self-discovery, self-healing, through traumas and different things like that. And that's what I like to share through my creativity. It's just my journey of evolution through my personal brand called Creative Mastery, where we do all things from movement, meditation, imagination, and just inspiring the world so that we can all spread our light with each other.
Okay, so I'm going to share a powerful quote that I believe this topic that we're going to be getting into, it relates to it. So the first quote I found is by an artist by the name of Stevie Wonder, and he says that you cannot base your life on other people's expectations. So before the end of this podcast or this theme is over, I'm gonna let you guys know why I decided to choose that quote. So, you told us a little bit about who you are and what you do and your journey. How does it feel to be an African American male in the creative industry?
I would say that it's honestly exciting because it's a new journey for me, but it can be a little scary or daunting at times, just because I feel like as an African American male, there's not that there's not many of us. It's just majority of society, in America would like to see Black or men in general, having a stable job and providing in a traditional way, whereas being creative, being expressive can be seen as less productive in the traditional sense. And I see that society is changing its views around that, and I'm just excited to be following my path, following my heart, and being my true self, which I feel that I haven't been in a very long time, since I was a child. And
Okay, what made you want to be a content creator?
That's a great question. When it comes to content creation, we are all on social media. We all have people that we follow. And for me, I found myself just being inspired by different things that people would do, whether it be speaking their truth, performing, learning a new skill. And, the more I watched them, this was around the time where I first began my self-discovery journey and like tapping into who I truly am. And I started to realize that there was no difference between the content creators that are already successful and me, myself. And I started to realize that they're out here living their dream, they're out having fun, they're spreading positivity to the world. I could do the same thing. And after that realization, I just started to, you know, post my journey, trying to spread positivity and love on social media. I feel like there's a lot of negativity that spread, that, you know, the different outlet posts like to, you know, share, because negativity, it can be attractive in a lot of different ways. It can make you go viral wherever you may see it, but I think positivity is more positive than anything, and that's what I like to do with my content creation. So,
How long have you been creating content?
I would say it's been about a year now. So not that long, but I've changed completely since when I originally started.
Can you tell us that? Can you share with us your process from how you expected things to go, like when you first started versus the different changes you had to go through to where you are now?
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, when I first started, I was just posting just to get my story out there, to have fun, and to, you know, maybe inspire somebody here and there. But the more I started to do it, I started to, like, you know, hear other people talk about content creation, you know, how you can go viral, you can make money and different things from doing it. So then, you know, my mindset started to shift towards, like, you know, maybe I can go viral and do all these things, and I kind of lost my original vision, my original purpose for why I did it. And, you know, I tried a lot of different things of what would be me, like how I would show up on social media, that didn't necessarily resonate. I mean, it resonated to a certain degree, which is why I did it. But, you know, throughout this process, I would say that, you know, one moment I'm in alignment, doing exactly what I feel called to do in my heart, and then the next moment I feel lost, and I'm like, you know, what am I doing? Am I really sharing what I feel called to share? How did I get here? You know, the back and forth, the yin and yang of life. And I feel that, you know, even moving forward, I would still go through that process of having clarity and not having clarity, but I'm definitely very grateful and happy for where I am. I feel that I've learned so much about myself throughout this process, you know, getting over the fear of putting myself out there, you know, not trying to be perfect, and just trying to create for the sake of creating.
For the sake of creating, not for the sake of going viral.
Not for the sake of going viral. You know, it's not about going viral or having the followers. It's about, for me at least, having a positive impact. It's about how I feel. You know, when I create something truly from my heart, that's the highest feeling in the world. You know, it brings me so much joy, so much fulfillment, and that's the reason why I create. That's the reason why I post and share it with the world, because I want everybody to experience that joy, that blissfulness. And before I started creating, before I started to tapping into my self-expression, I felt that I had put myself in a box. I had ran away from the spotlight. I ran away from being my true self due to hardships, due to society, and just, you know, all of these limiting beliefs that came as, you know, adulting can do. But yeah, I'm grateful to say that I'm happy, I'm at peace. I feel like I'm connecting back to my inner child, and I'm doing God's work.
Okay. So, one thing you haven't mentioned is you are a certified yoga instructor. Tell us a little bit about how this ties into your spiritually based lifestyle, because you just shared a couple of things with us about you being at peace and
yoga is honestly the most major catalyst that started my spiritual lifestyle. Um, Around the time that I even found yoga, I was at a very low place in life, the lowest I had ever been, and I had made a vow to myself that I would never allow myself to get this low again, never to feel so weak and, you know, unhelpful to myself. So I had to change a lot of the things that I was doing within my life to be better, to, you know, get myself out of that negative energy that I was in. And I found yoga. I originally went to it, you know, because a friend had reminded me that we had a yoga club on my campus. I went to Howard for a time, and I originally went for flexibility, you know, just to, you know, stretch, but I honestly fell in love with it because yoga is very powerful. It connected me to my breath. It helped me heal through my injuries. Yes, it increased my flexibility, but even further than that, it allowed me to connect more to myself. It allowed me to tap into meditation and, you know, learning about breath work. Like whoever really knew that, you know, something that we do every day can be so powerful, like breathing, you know? And me being an athlete, learning all these different things, like how to properly heal my body, how to properly breathe, it only elevates what I love to do the most, which is move. And yeah, all those things I've learned from yoga has carried on with me today. I had started yoga, and then within a few months of consistently going, I actually joined a teacher training where I became certified to teach yoga to others. And, you know, within the yoga community, that's usually rare. Most yoga instructors, they've been doing it for, you know, 5+ years, 10+ years, and I've only been doing it for a couple months, and I'm already trying to teach. That's how much I feel connected to it, you know, within my heart and my spirit. And I would recommend everybody to do it. You know, it's not just for flexible people. It's not just for women. It can really help us elevate in so many ways. It's a philosophy, a way of living, you know, being in the present moment and different things like that. So, yeah. I guess to add about what my actual spiritual lifestyle is, I mean, I practice yoga every morning when I get up, then I meditate. I'm not as consistent with the meditation, but when I do meditate, it's always powerful. Whether it's positive affirmations, visualization about my future, or just, you know, being in the moment, connecting with my thoughts, which I would say has helped me to overcome a lot of negative self-talk, a lot of doubt that may creep in, because we all have it. And, you know, being a creative, putting yourself out there, being self-expressive, you know, you can be an empath. You can connect to a lot of different energies. You have to know how to balance those different energies. And yoga, meditation has really helped me to find my inner peace no matter what happens outside of it, you know?
So diving into your creative side, as far as doing yoga, as far as you said you like to move, I know you also do artwork. So diving deep into these things fully, more than you ever have before, how has this impacted you as an overall person?
I would say that the more that I tap into, you know, my creative side, my yoga, it allows me to be my full self, my whole self. Because, you know, for a time, I was very closed off to this aspect of the world, to this aspect of myself. You know, I was just so locked in on providing, on, you know, bringing in the best value to help my family and all those around me, and I forgot about myself. I forgot about what I needed. And practicing yoga and drawing and getting into movement, tapping into dance, and just being joyful. It brings a whole major element to life that I feel like is the meaning for being alive. You know, we shouldn't get so lost in the chaos of life that we're only surviving. You know, I don't think that God created us just to survive, just to, you know, only focus about money or, you know, the material things. Life brings so much more to that, and to be honest, connecting more to my creative side is what connected me more to God, because I feel like God is the reason why I'm even on this journey in the first place. Because as I mentioned before, if you would ask anybody, you know, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, they never would have imagined I'd be in this position. I was always the one that would be locked in the books, getting all the good grades, making sure I'm on point with, you know, being good as an athlete or however it may be. I never really expressed myself in the creative way that I am now. I was never really tapped into, you know, my inner child and joy and things like that. So for me to be here today as I am, I would say it's a miracle. And, you know, God, I feel like God called me to come out of my shell. God called me to tap more into my self-expression, tap more into my heart, and share my gifts with the world. And, you know, with my gifts of being naturally athletic, being, you know, charismatic and free, it inspires those around me to do the same. It inspires those around me to strive for freedom, to be authentic, to go after your dream, to not just settle for what everybody expects of you to do. Because that's what I did at one point. You know, everybody expected me to go to school, get this job, and bring in this amount of money, but that wasn't making me happy. So I had to choose me, I had to choose my heart, and it's been the best decision that I can definitely say I ever made, for sure. Hope that answered your question. I feel like I kind of
Answered.
rambled there, but yeah.